motivation. My one solution is my goal. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
Yeah. Baby, did I mention it's not love and affection?
Yes, so Hairless here. Today we have Cheerleader by Pentatonix. This is a cover of a song that at its prime was just played around the world non-stop. I remember it that summertime, probably around 10 years ago now, you know, it's just so nostalgic. What's funny about this Pentatonix cover is that they're covering a remix, and the remix is what became super popular. The remix has 1.2 billion views on YouTube. The original, it's different and it has far fewer views at only 21 million. That's still a lot, but in comparison, I'm not sure how many people actually know the original. I certainly didn't know the original before the remix came out. The original is much more reggae and the video seems quite budgeted. Whereas the really famous remix is a bit more upbeat, faster tempo. Better produced, it has more electronic undertones, a bit kind of housey or EDM undertones. The vocals are definitely a standout feature in the sense that they seem to be quite heavily treated, which results in this synthetic sound where the jumps between notes just seem quite unnatural. To consider Pentatonix, I'm remembering Mitch and Gold.
Got up in my teeth.
So I'm keen to see what spin Pentatonix put on this. Will they take elements from the reggae original that not so many people know, or will it just pretty much be a cover of the remix only? Alright, let's get straight into it.
My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong. Yeah, she is always in my corner, right there when I want her. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, do you need me? Do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She's always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She's always right there when I need her.
Oh, well, she walks like a model. She grants my wishes like a genie in a bottle. Say, yeah, I'm the wizard of love, and I got the magic wand. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. Do you need me? Tell me, do you think I'm pretty? Do I make you feel like cheating? I'm like, no, not really, cause oh.
Alright, I think we're about halfway here and I'm going to be really annoying and pause just before the chorus. But this chorus is a second chorus and we seem to be entering it from a much more up-tempo, upbeat, kind of lively stance than we were in the first time we heard the chorus. So I'm wondering what this chorus is going to be like. So first thing to note, Pentatonix are performing one tone up from the original song. The original song is in E, Pentatonix are singing in F sharp. By the way, for this video, I'm going to call the remix version, the popular one, the original. And if I refer to the actual original, I'll just call that the original or something. So the opening, very redolent of the original. Bass heavy piano chords and trumpet, Avi and Mitch. I like how Mitch as well makes a break from his chest voice into his head voice, and then he sings with that head voice using quite a lot of air as well. Kind of like a trumpet, I guess. So then when everyone comes in,
When I need motivation, my one solution.
Kevin's beat, it's so like the sounds are muted, as though there's something in place to stop the percussive instrument from resonating at all. It's very cool, I think, and to me that's one of the most important things about this arrangement, how it creates the overall mood of the arrangement, Kevin's part. It's to give it this kind of feel of, I don't know what you'd call it, there are like a million genres and subgenres and sub-subgenres out there, I guess some like reggae fusion type music. And to help with that is the syncopation from Scott and Kirsty's part.
Queen, 'cause she stays strong. Yeah.
Avi has some syncopation, but his role here is primarily a more traditional, foundational role underneath the more exciting parts above. See how many times Scott and Kirsty actually sing on the beat.
Is my queen, 'cause she stays strong. Yeah.
And then as we move into the part just before the chorus, we get Scott and Kirsty now singing homophonically with Mitch. Same words, same time, same rhythms.
They say, do you need me? Do you
This might sound a little strange to you, just a tiny bit maybe. To me it did anyway. Not in a bad way at all, but it's just how they've done this arrangement here. It's because of the harmonic direction that they're taking. They're all moving directionally together. Let me quickly just open up the music software and just show you just those couple of lines. Right, so just the three of them. We've got Kirsty on the top, Scott, who's actually singing above Mitch for a change, and then Mitch at the bottom with the melody, which sounds like this if you remove Kevin and Avi from it. And then visually, if you're to take those three parts and put them into the same stave, this is what it looks like. You see, it's this shape of 1, 2, 3 all the way through. The only difference is Scott with just one little note that changes the shape. But otherwise, every single part is doing the exact same thing at the exact same interval. And then when Kirsty and Scott separate from Mitch, then they then come in with this.
Will make you feel like cheating. I'm like, no.
It really gives this kind of Afro-Caribbean vibe, which makes perfect sense because OMI, the original singer, is from Jamaica. And then we get to the melody and the chorus, which Mitch is singing.
Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
And I'm not surprised at all he's singing it. I think, as I said in the introduction, the singing in the original song sounds quite synthetic, and Mitch, we've seen, is able to reproduce this sound because Mitch has the vocal accuracy to change notes quickly enough to replicate this kind of effect. It is surprising how low it sounds though, because it's not low. It's kind of the mid to upper tenor range really. The top note that Mitch sings is here. But Mitch's voice is so naturally high that the effect that we get here is a lower melody. And then we get the dynamic duo, Avi and Kevin, with a nice little bit before Scott takes over the melody.
Well, she walks like a model.
They're again sticking true to the original in terms of instrumentation here.
She walks like a model. She walks like a model.
On that note, the chorus, the very, very famous chorus of the original is quite bare. There's not as much instrumentation as you think. There's pretty much just three parts. Just vocals, a bass and a beat.
There I found myself a cheerleader.
And a little trumpet as well. So I think one of the actually quite surprising elements of this song is how bare the chorus seems. It's just not what you'd expect for a very vibrant, joyous song. Just before we paused, it was about to go into the second chorus, so I want to see how they're going to treat that. If they're going to honour the original in terms of instrumentation, how thick the texture is, or if they're going to do something different and make it more full. I imagine it will be fuller because it was building up to that moment. Just before we carry on with that moment, Scott's entry here, there are a lot of things I like about it, so let's just quickly rapid fire through them. Walks like a model, they're saying. The choreography, great. Stand up, walk.
Well, she walks like a model.
And then just after that, it's the Scott, Avi and Kevin show. Just because you have 5 people does not mean that you have to use them.
She's like a genie in a bottle.
It's very, very effective, and it makes the various little break-offs and one-off motifs that they use even more effective. Then when we reintroduce Mitch and Kirsty,
Yeah.
nice unison with everyone. And then that's followed by these offbeat R's,
And I got the magic wand.
which is the complete opposite to the syncopation I spoke about earlier that they had. But it's equally as effective for sure. And then finally this bit I just thought was very catchy.
Do you need me? Tell me you think I'm pretend.
Very joyous, isn't it? Alright, let's carry on.
I know, not really, 'cause oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Yeah. She gives me love and affection. Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there
Well, that was a nice happy one, wasn't it? Again, just another great arrangement. I need to be careful not to get my expectations too high for Pentatonix, although I doubt that they'd ever go below the highest of expectations, really. I mean, yeah, there are some things that I'd like to point out about that second half, but very, very nice, very, very happy arrangement. First thing was a shout out to those little glissandos, those little slides. Something I've realised that we don't actually see much in Pentatonix. They don't really use the slides much. Well, at least not in the Pentatonix I've heard, which is all pre-2017. Again, it's just nice rhythmically, this arrangement. It's so nice and it makes the chorus so joyful. It's really, really reminding me of Oh Come All Ye Faithful. This Cheerleader arrangement came first though. That was 2015 and Oh Come All Ye Faithful was 2016. Alright, this bit. Sorry. Kevin, calm yourself, boy. What is this? Absolute madness. I don't know much about beatboxing, so I can't talk about what he's doing here, but crazy sound, crazy sound. Which then leads back into the Scott, Avi and Kevin show.
She gives me love and affection.
It really shows, I think, how powerful just switching textures is throughout the arrangement. Thick, thin, thick, thin. It just makes sections stand out much more than they would otherwise. But wow, I really was not expecting this counterpoint section.
Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love and affection? Baby, did I mention gives me love?
It's very, very similar in structure to like we saw in Carol of the Bells, where they create a section which within it every part is repeating itself, but it's using musical elements and motifs that we've heard previously throughout the song. So each part has a different musical element and then they come in one by one to build up the texture. So I've just pulled up my Carol of the Bells reaction here, shameless plug. To see it musically, you see you start off with the two parts, then you get another part coming in up here, and then finally you have Scott's part coming in here. So then it sounds like this overall. And I think why this type of thing, when they implement it, works so well is because it is quite simple. Each part is just repeating the same thing over and over. But then suddenly when you layer it up and add in more parts, and you know, there's a lot of rhythmic variety, polyphony, counterpoint music is what we call it. And it just suddenly sounds quite complex and vibrant and different to the actual song that they are covering. It's a nice little Pentatonix touch. And then to go in the last chorus, I really, really liked the natural growth here. I thought as they were rising up, which we're about to see, that it was then just going to end on a chord or something. But no, they go through into the chorus. Go on, Mitch, loving it. So we've got the chorus, we've got the claps, it's just joy all round. And we're up in pitch now, the chorus is happening way up there compared to where it normally was down below. This seems much more suited to them, and thinking back to what I was saying about it sounding low for Mitch earlier, even though it's Kirsty who now has the melody up the octave, Mitch is still harmonising, but he's harmonising just underneath her, and it's still very, very high. But he can do so with a lot more power, and it just creates this fuller sound. And same for Scott. Scott is switching between his chest voice and his head voice for the higher notes. It creates, again, just a bit more variety in the like timbres that we're hearing. And then the last section. Calm again. We've done a full circle ending just as we started, just as they have in the video as well. They've started back on these benches in the gymnasium. They've done a little walk around it as the song was getting all upbeat, and now they've gone back. And of course we end with the hoods coming back on. Yeah, that was really good. I did not know what to expect from that because it's one of those songs that I don't know if is he a one-hit wonder or not. Honestly, I don't know any other music by OMI, but that song Cheerleader, it dominated world music when it first came out. Everyone knew it. Yeah, that was a very happy one, wasn't it? All right, let's leave it there. Thank you to everyone who recommended that. As always, thank you very much for watching. Would appreciate a like and subscribe. If you enjoy my videos and want to support me and join the community, you can do so by joining the Patreon or YouTube memberships linked in the description below. And I will see you next time.